Today, everyone is anticipating the arrival of the Shiba Inu. The cost has fluctuated. Everyone is speculating about the situation. Coinbase also released a significant announcement to further exacerbate the situation. Today, it appears that the existence of hundreds of billions of Shiba Inu has been called into doubt. However, the issue is as follows. The Shiba Inu team also intervened and resolved a historical matter for Shiba Inu. What is transpiring? For what reason will the Shiba Inu remain eternally in the annals of history? Well, allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. Shiba Inu has been exceedingly volatile. The price has fluctuated like a mountain coaster. However, there is some positive news. Things are finally beginning to settle down. The chart is beginning to stabilize, which is enough to elicit conversation. However, this is where the situation becomes even more bizarre. While some individuals are perplexed by the situation, others are exceedingly enthusiastic. For what reason? For the reason that an enormous object has recently been lowered directly from Coinbase. This is also causing a stir. It appears that a substantial quantity of Shiba Inu coins were exchanged today. We are discussing billions in a single transaction. That is not an everyday occurrence. In an almost ideal moment, the Shiba Inu team made a shocking announcement, an event that has never occurred in the history of the Shiba Inu. I understand that you are eager to learn the answer, but please be patient. We will now broaden out and quickly examine the implications of this for the Shiba Inu's chart. Therefore, this is the intriguing aspect. Despite the fact that the Shiba Inu has experienced a significant decline from its recent highs by a significant amount, it continues to demonstrate significant strength. One analyst observed that substantial holders are unlikely to relocate. They are not disposing of waste. In reality, it appears that they are conducting the opposite. Shiba Inu is currently hovering near a critical threshold, just beneath a pair of significant moving averages. Quietly, momentum is accumulating. Additionally, examine this. The on-chain data indicates a highly optimistic outlook. Whale activity is increasing rapidly. In the past few months, there has been a significant increase in inflows from the largest holders. In the past week, there has been a discernible increase, which is typically indicative of accumulation. They are in the process of encoding. Simultaneously, outflows, which refer to individuals withdrawing their tokens, have declined significantly. This indicates that the whales are not departing. They are remaining, and they may even be transferring coins between wallets, but they are not selling. Even more revealing, the quantity of Shiba Inu purses containing substantial sums, such as 6 to 8 figures, has increased significantly. That is typically indicative of individuals who are committed to the long term. These are not short-term flippers. These are steadfast adherents who are positioning themselves in advance of a significant event. Additionally, this is the case. A modest decrease in the number of smaller wallet addresses is actually consistent with a trend toward larger holders. This type of redistribution frequently occurs immediately preceding a period of constant, tranquil expansion. It appears that the market is in the process of resetting, stabilizing, and preparing for its next significant move. Concerning substantial transactions, the whole Shiba Inu society was recently shaken by Coinbase. Therefore, there was a significant event that occurred recently. A sizable cetacean, who had been discreetly stocking up on Shiba Inu for the past month, has recently executed a significant maneuver. This individual had been consistently amassing nearly 200 billion tokens. Yeah, billion, all under the radar. However, they have recently returned the entire package to Coinbase in a single transaction, seemingly out of nowhere. We are discussing the relocation of millions of dollars worth of Shiba Inu in a single event. Now, what does that typically entail? It is possible that they are in the process of preparing to sell. Alternatively, they have already done so, and it becomes even more captivating. The wallet's history reveals that the Shiba Inu tokens were initially acquired from Coinbase in 3 distinct portions over the past few weeks, with a gradual and discrete process. At that time, their value was slightly lower than it is today. Upon conducting the necessary calculations, it appears that this whale may have successfully completed a round voyage with a revenue of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Seems like a victory, correct? However, this is the point at which things become slightly suspect, albeit in a positive manner. The tokens were returned to the same Coinbase wallet from which they were originally obtained. This is not a common occurrence among individual traders. That seems more indicative of an internal, coordinated process. It is possible that the whale trade was not conventional at all. It is possible that it was a component of a more significant event that was taking place in the background. That is why this is such a significant event for the Shiba Inu. The timing is exceptional, regardless of whether this was an actual transaction or merely an internal transfer between Coinbase wallets. This decision was made at the same time as the market value of Shiba Inu was increasing. Over the course of a few weeks, the whale's holdings experienced a substantial increase in value. Therefore, either they were aware of the impending events and evacuated at the optimal moment, or, and this is where the excitement begins, they are establishing the foundation for an even greater event. So, what does this all imply for Shiba Inu? It signifies attention, substantial financial gain, movement, and potentially momentum. Due to the fact that these types of actions are not undertaken without justification. If this had been a traditional sell-off, it would not have returned to the same heated receptacle immediately. Everything is altered by that particular detail. It implies that there is ongoing activity behind the scenes, such as a strategic positioning, an insider transfer, or even the preparation for a significant listing update, utility change, or announcement. Is it possible that they possess knowledge that we do not? Is there any confidential information that is being disseminated? Something that has not yet been disclosed to the public? Possibly. Whales frequently exhibit this behavior during interactions, particularly when they are responding to a more significant stimulus. There is a developing situation. Additionally, regardless of the precise cause, the outcome is optimistic. For what reason? Shiba Inu is once again the subject of attention. The charts are soothing. The whales are in motion. Accumulation is underway. And now, millions of dollars worth of Shiba Inu have just made a courageous, significant move in the presence of all. This type of vitality is precisely what propels the Shiba Inu into the subsequent phase, a phase in which it begins to shed excess zeros and advance toward new milestones. The Shiba Inu is known for its tendency to make sudden, explosive movements when people are least expecting them, as evidenced by history. The constituents are all present. Price consolidation, whale action, exchange motion, and community enthusiasm. Therefore, regardless of whether this marks the commencement of a strategic shift or the tranquility preceding a breakout, we are witnessing a significant event. It is bullish, regardless of the perspective. The Shiba Inu is not yet finished. Not even close. It is currently in the process of becoming heated. The Shiba Inu development team made a significant announcement at the ideal moment. This is an unprecedented event in the annals of the Shiba Inu, and it is quite significant. Therefore, examine this. A recent update to the Zipto app has enabled Shiba Inu owners to access both SHIBASWAP and Shibarium from a single location. There will be no more switching between purses or applications. It is all located there. Seamless, rapid, inexpensive, and exceedingly straightforward. It is as though the entire Shiba Inu ecosystem has been compressed into your phone. However, the situation becomes even more bizarre. Additionally, they introduced the Vault keycard, which functions as a form of Fort Knox for Shiba Inu tokens. Zipto is the first to implement cold storage level security for Shiba Inu, utilizing next-generation protection. This is a significant victory for trust and safety. Shiba Inu's transformation from a mere caricature to a genuine participant in the DeFi sector is facilitated by this type of material. Genuine utility, genuine access, genuine adoption. And you can guarantee that this type of advancement is accompanied by price action. Shiba Inu is being utilized by an increasing number of individuals. Additional tokens are being restricted. Additional enthusiasm. And yes, there are fewer digits in that price. and it is possible that we will witness that outbreak in the near future. Shiba Inu is on the brink of something significant, according to one analyst. Therefore, this is the situation. Mike, a trader who has been analyzing charts on TradingView, conducted a thorough examination of Shiba Inu's historical movements. His findings are truly remarkable. He gazed all the way back to the significant run that occurred in late 2021, that in which the Shiba Inu reached an unparalleled level, and the price skyrocketed. The chart at that time indicated a robust, self-assured purchasing behavior, with large green candles ascending the screen. That was a period of sheer excitement and momentum. However, it was followed by a period of cooling. Shiba Inu experienced a prolonged gradual decline from late 2021 to early this year. However, the issue is as follows. Individuals were not the sole ones who were unloading. The selling was not even natural, according to Mike, as there were indications. Numerous candles with lengthy filaments, weird conduct that may indicate manipulation, rather than simply a loss of interest. In spite of this, purchasers continued to attend and maintain their stronghold. This is the point at which the action becomes more thrilling. Mike identified a level that he refers to as the trend assassin. Shiba Inu has previously encountered this formidable resistance line, however it has never been completely penetrated. Nevertheless, accept this advice. He is experiencing genuine strength resurgence. In fact, he initiated a position earlier this month when the everyday candle eventually turned favorable once more. He is currently pursuing some lucrative price goals that, if achieved, would result in a significant rally for Shiba Inu. Return to the 2021 level of difficulty. Additionally, it is not limited to him. Additionally, Rose Premium Signals, an analyst on X, identified an extremely optimistic event. She observed that Shiba Inu had recently exited a falling wedge structure, which is a classic indicator that events are about to turn in a positive direction. It is as though the pressure has been accumulating for some time, and it has finally burst. In all honesty, this is consistent with the current situation. The statistics remain consistent. Whales are in motion, developers are releasing significant updates, and the community is experiencing an increase in excitement. There is a sense that all is finally aligning. However, what is your perspective on this matter? Comment in the space provided below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.